Welcome to another episode. We have already seen answers to two questions. Today we are going to see the third question, which has been asked to me. What is the religion of the earth? That is, what is the universal religion? So, in answer to this, we will see what does the word religion mean? What is not a religion? What is a religion? Then what is that religion? What is true in the world? We'll see what is the organized religion. Briefly, we cannot go in length. It has been discussed elsewhere also about individual religions. But let us see briefly answer to this question. What is the religion of the earth? First, let us see what J. Krishnamurti has told. Obviously, no religion as it exists right throughout the world can honestly and truly claim to understand what truth is. First, the religion that one has, a vast machinery of propaganda, is no religion at all. It is merely a mass hypnotism, an instrument of very clever, cunning propaganda, insisting on its tradition, on rituals, on authority, on the hierarchical principle. I do not know if you have noticed all this. Whatever religion that exists on this earth at this moment is based on repetition, rituals, authority, hierarchical outlook, sustaining a morality which is not moral at all, whether it is in India or Asia or in Europe or in America or in Australia. It is a religion that says one thing and does another. It says love your neighbor and sustains the machinery of war. Probably one of the few religions in the world that has not shed blood is Buddhism, and perhaps after it Hinduism. But the rest have brought a great many wars and destruction. Most of these religions are based on belief. Please let us be clear that we are not attacking any of these so-called religions. We are merely stating what actually is taking place, merely observing the actual facts, not stating what religion should be. That is an abstraction and therefore no value at all. We are only examining what actually is, and therefore it is not an attack. It is not an assertion of another system of religious thought. It is only pointing out. And the speaker is not pointing out, but all of us observing that throughout the world there can be seen this plain and simple fact. Authority, propaganda, hypnotism, a repetitive ritual stimulus and belief. Belief is the acceptance of the things that may be true, accepting things that may not be true. A man who would really go into the question of what actually is religion is, to find out deeply, not according to his temperament or his idiosyncrasy or his culture, his conditioning, but actually to find out if there is such a thing as God, as truth. Such a man must set aside all belief, obviously all rituals, because they are merely repetitive, meaningless stimuli, as any other stimuli. He must set aside also the authoritarian hierarchical outlook. To find out all this must be totally, completely set aside, because the mind must be free. Freedom is absolutely necessary. Without a free mind, a mind that is not distorted, that is not crippled by the cultural conditioning, without such a mind which is free, one cannot possibly perceive what is truth. A mind that is moving away from itself is a movement towards what it considers bigger, nobler, truer. This movement away from itself is what is called searching. Therefore, search becomes an escape from what is. But in the understanding of what is, you enter into a quite different movement, not away from. There are two different kinds of movement. The movement away, leading away, and the movement that is not away, but entering in itself, entering into waters. What is religion? Actually, what is religion? First of all, to find out what is religion, we must negate what is not. What it is not, then it is. It is like seeing what is not love. Love is not hate, love is not jealousy, love is not ambition, love is not violence. When you negate all that, the other is, which is compassion. In the same way, if you negate what is not religion, then you find out what is true religion. That is what is truly religious mind. Belief is not religion, and the authority which the places of worship, the organized religions assume is not religion. In that there is all the sense of obedience, conformity, acceptance, the hierarchical approach to life. The division between the Protestant, the Catholic, the Hindu, the Muslim, that is not religion. When you negate all that, which means you are no longer a Hindu, no longer a Catholic, no longer belonging to any sectarian outlook, then your mind questions, asks, what is true religion? This is free from their ritual, without their masters, without their savior. All that is not religion. When the mind discards that intelligently because it has seen that it is not religion, then it can ask, what is religion? Religion is not what I think, but religion is the sense of comprehension of the totality of existence, in which there is no division between you and me. Then if there is the quality of goodness, which is virtue, real virtue, not phony virtue of society, but real virtue, then the mind can go beyond and find out through meditation, through a deep, quiet silence. If there is such a thing as reality, therefore a religious mind that is constantly aware, sensitive, attentive, so that it goes beyond itself into a dimension where there is no time at all. So that is a religious mind. A mind that is constantly aware, sensitive, attentive, and it goes beyond itself in a dimension where there is no time at all. Then let us see Osho's views. When we become interested in religion, we mistakenly become interested in religious scriptures, not in religion. But there is a great difference between religion and religious scriptures. When we become interested in religion, we become interested in religious sects, rather than in religion. There is a difference between religion and religious sects. When we become interested in religion, we become interested in religious teachers, although there is a difference between religion and religious teachers. Religious sects are not religion. The creators of scriptures and religious teachers are not religion. Religion can be attained only within your individual self. The scriptures are outside. Religious sects are outside. Religious teachers are also outside. Anything outside can never uncover anything of the inner world. Things that are outside will have to be known outside, and that which is inside will have to be known inside. And when that happens, religion is realized. This realization is the ultimate revolution. It transforms someone's whole personality and the direction in his life. So we have seen what is religion and what is not religion. Then which is that shows the light or gives a universal parameter? Not even to say parameter. Parameter is a sense of measurement, but okay, to use a word, the universal parameter. We will see that in the following two understandings. One is from Rebukita. There never was a mind, nor any of us countless forms like world, jivas, etc. There is not the least doubt that all these form of the eternally undifferentiable Supreme Brahman itself This is the truth. The one who hears this great secret diligently and understands completely abides as Brahman self. This is from Rivigirta. This is also told in Chandogya Upanishads, chapter 5. This is in chapter 5, verse 28. All ignorance and illusion, all objects inert and living, all beings and non-beings, all the five elements, all the diverse worlds, all the bodies and the lives that arise in them, not being apart from the Brahman self or Brahman self only. Existence alone is, for even non-existence acquires meaning only in existence. Simply put, everything exists always as Brahman self only. This is chapter 12, verse 2. Therefore, one should practice the habit of regarding everything as Brahman self only until all thought of things other than self is lost. This condition once achieved, one should not give room for any thought and should ever abide in Mahamaunam. This is peace of total stillness. Let us see from Ramana Maharshi, who am I? Nan yar in Tamil, who am I? As all living beings desire to be happy always, without misery. As in the case of everyone, there is observed supreme love for oneself. And as happiness alone is the cause for love, in order to gain the happiness, which is one's nature and which is experienced in the state of deep sleep, when there is no mind, one should know oneself. For that, the path of knowledge, the inquiry of the form, who am I, is the principal means. Who am I? You will ask this question. The answer is the gross body, which is composed of 7 humas or dhatus. I am not that. The 5 cognitive senses, organs, voice, the senses of hearing, touch, sight, taste, smell, which apprehend their respective objects. Voice, sound, touch, color, taste and odor. I am not that. The 5 cognitive sense organs, voice, the organs of speech, locomotion, grasping, excretion and procreation, which have as their respective moving, speaking, moving, grasping, excreting and enjoying. I am not that. The 5 vital airs, prana, etc., which perform respectively the 5 functions of inbreathing, etc., I am not that. Even the mind which thinks, I am not. The nescience too, which is endowed only with residual impressions of objects, and in which there are no objects and no functions. I am not that. If I am none of this, then who am I? After negating all the above mentioned as not this, that awareness which alone remains, that I am. What is the nature of awareness? The nature of awareness is existence, consciousness, bliss. So that is the existence, that is the true religion. That is yourself, understanding of yourself. The consciousness which pervades the universe. That is the true religion. With this we will end this episode. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.